The boys are back in town. What's up, guys?
Joe,
Let's do it. What it do? What it do? What it do?
We in the building. We in the building. We in the map. We here. We here. We here. We here. Yeah,
Back in the
that too.
building.
Yeah.
back in the mat. Me and my beautiful.
Who don't know it? I invented them. My boys. Shit. What you got, Weezy? What's your song of the week?
My song of the week is Drake, man. The single he got out right now, banging. I miss you.
Come on, give me a hug.
Ooh, that's banging. That's banging.
Give me.
It hit me this weekend.
Bro, you're a month late.
No,
Nah,
I told you I ain't listened to that. I ain't listened to the album whole way. I just ain't listened to the album all the way through yet.
Who's the original song?
That song?
Yeah.
Aaron Hall.
Come on.
Yeah, he got that.
R&B Weezy know that.
Huh?
You know that.
Yeah.
My song of the week is Wale's new single, Blanco.
Gosh,
Shout out to Wale. Bang.
I changed mine.
Yeah. What you got, Jeff?
Give me a second,
Uh-huh.
cause that was mine. So.
Oh, well, you know, yeah, I take
I
the
got you.
Starlito song.
No, I got you. Well, I was gonna say the Starlito Project.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The Starlito Project. Shout out to my dog.
Really good.
He got some cool shit coming up, man. I'm excited for my boy, man.
Really good. Really is really good.
Yeah,
rapper.
really happy for him, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, I talked to him probably like an hour ago, and just so happy for everything that's happening for him, and he deserve it. Anybody deserve it? It's him.
Consistency.
Yeah,
Ladies and gentlemen, that is consistency.
this
The
that a
career
little bit of that.
Starlito.
Yeah,
Dedicated. I'm just saying, not taking no. We know the talent's there.
yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm just
My
about
dog
to
didn't
speak.
drop for 5 years, so what I'm saying is, now though,
Okay.
it's up.
He didn't drop for 5 years, but then there was a 6-year gap. We dropped 7 times a
That's
year.
true too. Yeah, nah, for sure. That's true too. Yeah.
He got 100 projects.
Yeah. Nah, my boy, he got some shit coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get to it, guys.
Let's do it.
Full Sport Press.
Yeah. No layup line, no warm-ups, no nothing. We just walking right into the stadium, get into the game. Let's do it. When the beat on, then it's on. Wearing our right jerseys on the road, cause how we feel where we roam is our home. Leaving these other podcasts null and void. The show can't miss something like Tom Shepard and corduroys. Full Sport Press, you know them boys. Jay run the point, lock for 3, and me, I crash the boards. Weezy told you that it's paid for.
Full Sport Press.
Greetings and salutations. I would like to welcome everybody back, and some of you for the first time, to the Full Sport Press podcast, the premier sports podcast of the consummate sports fan. And this is your one-stop shop for all sports-related news and topics. I'm Jay Ho.
Your boy Big Jeff.
It's your boy Weezy. What it do?
Coach Locke is out in the time. Shout out to you, Coach. Shout out to you, Coach. Cameraman, how you doing, brother? Regretfully.
Regretfully what?
Nah,
I know. I'm just saying like he's going.
He's regretfully. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
All right, player.
Episode 558, we're handing out comparisons for the top skill player in the 2025 NFL draft on the offensive side of the ball.
FSP style.
Always FSP style.
You better
That's
damn
That's
know.
what threw me off. So I'm walking back there. I was like, what's in that bag? That's why I'm like, what best of the week, Weezy? Talk to the people.
Best week, man. I just left not too long ago, man. A parent teacher conference. Just left. Not too long ago. Parent teacher conference.
My girl doing good.
And had nothing but great things to say about a baby girl, man. Harming herself.
That's dope,
Super proud of her, man.
You gotta be.
Super proud of her. I used to hate parent teacher conferences growing up.
I bet you did.
But she loves them.
Yeah. It's a good kid.
show
man.
out.
Yeah, nothing.
I tell you all the time, man. God don't make no mistakes, man. That's it's a great kid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good shot.
Got a lot to do with her mom. Not a lot to do with you. You all right, though, Weez. I'm going to be real. You all right human being.
She is.
There's worse people in the world.
You gonna turn around and look at me after you say that?
She good.
Oh, Jeff, you're so great of a human being. You don't want to ruffle nobody feathers. That shit gets on my nerves. And 100%, that's the only thing I don't like about you.
Here we go.
You fucking, bro, it's to the point of like, it just don't even make sense. They're not going to be mad at you, bro.
Great
I guarantee.
They not. But guess what?
I guarantee.
Great leadership.
Go to hell, Jeff.
All right.
My best of the week
Yeah,
is
not teach you
LeVar.
great leadership.
Man, fuck out of here.
Okay,
My
all
best of the week is LeVar Ball. His interview with Slam seemed
Damn, we
in
was
good
so bad.
spirits after he lost his battle with diabetes. Almost lost his entire left leg. Godspeed to LeVar Ball. I honestly think he's one of the greatest scammers in history of sports. But no, listen, 1A, 1B.
We're not doing that.
Huge scammer. You saw Rich in the basement.
Okay, people were saying he can't. That was how we dressed back then.
No, I'm talking about Rich was fresh out of the hood.
Bro,
not Rich.
that was 04?
03, 04. Yeah.
That's how the polo.
I don't think Rich Paul's a scam. I don't
He's
think
an
Lamar's a scam.
elite scammer. One of the best scammers we've ever seen. Stevie Wonder, Ball, Rich Paul, Mount Rushmore.
You say he has no business being.
I saw a video of Stevie Wonder. You gotta take all that back.
No, you
They
didn't.
showed a video from him in the 70s with his glasses off. You gotta take all that back.
That's fake. Bro, I seen somebody in cosplaying. Never mind, I ain't finna get off into that. Like, what's your best of the week, Jeff?
My best pre-production is my best of the week. I wish you all could be here for the conversations that happen in pre-production.
Yeah.
Everyman, please don't put that out, everyman. But
Shit, put it out. It's true. Hell, it's already out. It's already out. They just don't know it, but it's out there. On their way out. Is what it is.
What you got, Weezy? What's your worst of the week?
I got one B for best of the week too. It's my mom's birthday. It was Sunday. Happy birthday, mom.
My dog. We had a ball.
Yeah, we had a real ball.
No, we did.
Chill.
You're right.
Chill. I let it slide the first time you said it.
he did. You let that?
He did.
I thought he.
Yeah.
I'm off game. Fight.
Come on. Let's talk about mom. Let's talk about mom.
No. My worst of the week is my Tennessee Titans are back negotiating about another quarterback, and I don't know what they're doing. I hope it's all propaganda. I really do. Now they're saying that they're not big on Cam
Ward, they're gonna trade the pick.
I hope it's propaganda.
Okay. Yeah. My worst of the week is Kanye West, guys. No, I'm not saying nothing. I just hate to see a legacy being burned down right before our eyes because nobody around him are self-inflicted 100%. But holding him accountable, he has nobody clearly holding him accountable. Done with him. Hard to even listen to the music, but to see Puff, to see Robert Kelly go out the way Bill Cosby, that's another African American man's legacy. It's gonna be burned down with self-inflicted shit.
He burned out his bridges with his homeboys.
And so for everybody that too. So anybody that's watching and listening, we appreciate you listening and watching, but mute Kanye West. Stop giving him the attention that he desperately is seeking. If once you do that, I promise you,
Don't feed the trolls.
you just can't feed it because that's what he doing.
Yeah. It's on me.
Yeah.
My worst of the week. Usher Raymond. That song been out 30 years, dog.
Yeah,
Don't you try to pull that.
He heard me.
Don't you try to pull that. That's not what you said. You said cruise in the streets on Nice and Slow.
I hope you did.
You put no say. There's no who's in the streets. Don't you try to pull that foolishness in 20.
Yeah, nobody.
The year of our Lord 20.
Nobody's ever said that.
Nobody's ever said that. Your
Nobody's ever
acapella
said
version
that.
don't even say that. So we're not going for that. Usher
You ever said that, Jay? Who's in the streets?
Nah. We as kids, we used to say,
Cruise
it's
in the
7
streets.
o'clock. Ain't got no drop top. Walking the streets. We used to say that
Yeah,
as a kid on my side of town.
Yeah.
We was walking. We ain't had no drop top.
Oh, y'all just
We were
ad-libbed.
remixing. Yeah, for sure.
That's not even close what he said.
Yeah. We ain't got no
No,
car.
y'all just ad-lib, but okay,
Yeah,
I
walking
got
the street.
I got
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, nah. Usher, don't you try to pull that foolishness on nobody, man. Cruising the streets are and forever will be.
That's right.
Gotta
The
be.
lyrics to that song.
Gotta
Yeah.
be.
Make sure you check us out on iTunes, the Facebook, Instagram, the Google Play, and Spotify, and YouTube, and of course the Amazon Music to catch up on the full archive of past episodes of FSP. Just simply search Full Sport Press Podcast. J.O.
Yes, sir.
and Weezy.
What he do?
You guys have a yellow box of Cheerios recipient for our listeners.
We do. This week's award recipient is Last Chance U Stars.
That's right. That's right. The subject of Last Chance U's superstar portrayal, suing Netflix and others, claiming that they did not receive any compensation from the release of the docuseries and were portrayed in a, and I quote, false light by the producers. The show's subjects, John Franklin III, Carrie Sidney Reeves II, DeAndre Johnson, Tim Bonner, Ronald Ollie, and Isaiah Wright, are seeking $30 million in damages. In the complaint, they noted that in a particular, NJCAA generated over $200,000 in revenue 1 year after the show's premiere, compared to $29,000 prior to the show's premiere. They also claim that Netflix capitalized on the show's popularity by selling merchandise with their names and faces, but received no compensation from Netflix.
Fellas,
Sure, they signed something
Yeah.
to use their name, image, and likeness.
You better believe it.
And that is ironclad, my guys. You will not get $1.
Yeah. I hate that for y'all.
And I hate it because they did
Yep.
use you.
I guarantee you, there's something you signed before they put you on that camera. Wasting your time.
Ironclad, dog.
Wasting your time.
Ironclad.
Hate that for you, though.
Yeah. And the second part of the suit, in a separate suit, former head coach Jason Brown is suing Netflix and others for $30 million as well. The suit claims producers cost him a fortune by, among other things, portraying him in a false light, an offensive light, through the selective editing and misrepresentation. In total, Brown said he lost out in $10 million in income, $10 million in reputational damage, and $5 million in emotional distress. He also wants $5 million in punitive damages. Now, this could have legs because the way that they used him, I think his is pretty much cooked as well because he kind of lived up to those because he caught a charge directly after that.
Didn't help.
That would get you out of a job. So, and he wasn't that good of a
He's
coach.
a good motivator.
Yeah, he talked shit.
Yeah, he's a good motivator.
Yeah.
Good recruiter.
Good
He
recruiter.
could be on my recruiting squad.
Yeah, and he could because he had been invited to a couple of cookouts. And he thought he was gang.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he act like it too.
he act like it
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
Yeah, he
yeah.
fit the bill.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He act like
yeah,
it.
he fit the bill. Yeah, but the main thing is, unfortunately, you signed for your name, image, and likeness
Take it
to
by
be
storm.
used.
Damn.
I'm gonna let Jeff.
I
do it.
ain't been out in the field on me.
Yeah, you ain't been out in the field.
Yeah.
He gonna try to talk cool to him and no,
Yeah,
take
Jeff-
it by
I'm be Jeff be like, you right, bro.
Yeah,
I'm
they gonna
keep this
talk
for
Jeff.
myself. You
Not
right.
gonna have it.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah,
Don't
that's
they
what he'll do.
bullshitting, Jeff?
Yeah.
No, coach is tripping. Because coach got a chart. And the young men,
Yeah.
they looked up and seen NIL kicked in
Yep.
after this
Mhm.
and realized they pretty much were cooked. They had this is their way to get paid.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like cash in.
Cash
Gotta
out.
try.
It's a shot in the dark.
Shot in
They
the
gotta try.
dark.
Hey, people throwing Hail Marys all the way around. They saying
right.
videos is doctored from TMZ nowadays in court cases.
So I'm saying, just put it in the
Yeah.
bottom, the
Yeah.
TMZ sign.
Throwing Hail Marys out there.
Man, Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Let's get started the first half, guys.
Full Sport Press.
Hey, it's your man, Coach Locke. Y'all make sure y'all check out the Full Sport Press podcast every Monday, wherever you stream your podcast episodes. Like I always say, get a drummer song.
Revolution will be podcasted. First half, the hottest sports news of the past week, like we do each and every week here at the Full Sport Press podcast. Before we get started, I am J Ho.
Boy, Big Jeff.
It's your boy Weezy. What it do? Big Jeff on find social media, my brother. To the bro.
Weezy, thanks for asking. You can find me at JEasley84 across all social media platforms.
J Ho.
J Ho on Instagram and Twitter. Talk to me on Twitter, but talk to me nice.
I'm at How Weezy on IG. FSP Weezy on Twitter.
Damn, cuz.
Yeah, I'm alright. Spaces maybe do tomorrow. I couldn't do it today. Spaces tomorrow. Thursday.
We appreciate everybody that filled out a bracket by the time you're hearing this. Every year it's always fun to kind of compare and contrast everybody's NCAA knowledge. So last year's winner was Twin. Shout out to him.
Shout out to him.
Yeah. So in turn, we appreciate everybody that signed up. That's a great question. If you signed up this year, if you win, you will get an FSP care package, courtesy of the good guys at Full Sport Press Podcast,
Couple wristbands.
and a hoodie, dog.
I'm just talking shit, dog. Don't come at me, dog. I'm
You ain't filled out a bracket in 8 years
Yeah, that what's wrong with that?
because there's no reason why.
Yeah. And you speak on fancy
Stop,
every
man.
week.
Hmm.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Ooh, he played the
I
fantasy
can't-
football. That was low. That was low. I wouldn't even did that to you. I wouldn't even did that to you.
Oh, I know you wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
That's what he do. That's how he gets
Why you
in.
come at me though?
Nah.
I got it.
I
Why don't you get somebody else?
I was
Why don't you get somebody else?
why you come at me though?
Cuz you don't never fill out a bracket. It's all good though. It's all good. All right. Let's kick things off with some NCAA talk, man. Every single year on Selection Sunday, as soon as the field is unveiled, the complaints begin of what the selection committee did in putting together the bracket. With that in mind, which basketball team has the clearest path, cutting down the nets in the Final Four? First things first, men's basketball. Jeff, who is your pick to make it to the Final Four?
All four?
The easiest path.
Easiest path is Duke.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah.
Easiest path is
Yeah.
Duke. For sure.
So that's on that entire side, that's the only team that plays defense.
And go ahead.
Bama's got Grant Nelson injured.
Yeah. And they won't need Cooper Flag
They don't need him.
until the second weekend.
They don't need him.
You get to the Sweet 16. They can make it to the Sweet 16 without Cooper Flag.
They're making it. If they don't make it to San Antonio with this team,
Yeah.
fire the coach.
Okay.
The only team could maybe slip up and get in trouble is Mississippi State if they win against Baylor. If Mississippi State wins, Mississippi State is a good defensive team.
Yeah,
They got some good shot blockers.
Yeah.
That could be a challenge.
Yeah.
Other than that, but they'll kill Baylor.
Duke, they don't really get any real bump until Auburn or Florida in the final. It's a clear path.
Yeah.
If they slip up and lose this, you won't hear the end of this. I'm telling you what. My pick for the easiest path besides Duke is Michigan State. Now, they got a number 1 overall seed, would be a good thing, but you get lucky when you're going against Iowa State, and on top of that, maybe Ole Miss. That's your real competition. So you're not, maybe in Auburn, they're a little trickier path, but man, this is the team that they built. They have a really deep team. This is the deepest team that I've seen in Michigan State in a very long time. I think this is his best team that Tom Izzo has put together in years. So they got a real path of taking advantage of a very, very easy path. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Florida got a pretty good path too.
Yeah. I mean, but you would think landing in the number 1 overall seeds bracket that you would have a tough go. Michigan State, if they figure out how to Jaden Akins and Jason Richardson. Jason Richardson's son.
Yeah.
That's crazy. We saw Jason Richardson's whole career.
True.
That's crazy. But yeah, man, Michigan State for me. Any other teams before we move on to women's basketball?
I like Michigan State.
Yeah.
Memphis to the moon.
Tennessee looks good too.
Who y'all got winning it?
I got Duke winning it. And that SEC stuff is a myth. Them 30 teams they got in there, they got one team that got a shot.
You know Memphis is underdogs in this first game?
I know. It's crazy.
Who you got winning, Jay?
Oh, no. Oh, well, the bracket will be out by then. Nah, because you only filled out your brackets. Nah, we'll talk about it. Yeah, nah.
Elliott Perry Sock Company.
You already got on paper though, dog.
Yeah, it ain't out on the world.
Tell me my ear then.
No.
Damn.
No. Let's move on to the women's side of the ball. Weezy, who has the easiest path for women on that bracket?
I know who has the hardest path.
But we're talking about the easiest.
The easiest path for the women's.
You know what? Land on the hardest. Go, Paul.
Hey, yo.
But
I said Paul.
You did.
he did say.
But my Lord.
But the hardest path is USC.
Yeah.
And
They did them wrong.
That Elite 8 matchup right there.
Man, come on, man.
Jeez.
it's gonna be easy though.
Yeah. What you got, Jeff?
The easiest path,
Yeah.
Texas.
Hell yeah.
Texas.
USC should have got. No, UConn should have got that Texas number
Texas
1
should
seed.
have got that number 1 shot.
Yeah.
Shout out to Coach Sid, though.
Coach Sid is there.
Yeah.
Coach Sid is there. With the cowhide on.
But
She there with that cowhide.
but really, South
I'm
Carolina.
hot at you, though.
South Carolina ain't got a challenge either.
South Carolina, that's my pick.
Yeah.
They ain't got a challenge either.
Yeah, it's difficult to find a team in that region that they'll even have to get up for until the Sweet 16, maybe the Elite 8. But they got Duke, and that's the number 2 seed in their region, and they beat Carol Lawson. They're 0-3 against them. Yeah.
They clearly didn't want USC and what's called getting the Final Four.
USC and UCLA?
Yeah.
That's a good bump, though.
That's a good bump.
Yeah, it's a good bump.
I guess, go ahead, Wiz.
Because USC UCLA they played each other twice already and they beat each other once.
Yeah.
So they didn't want to see
They
that.
played 3 times.
Really?
Tournament.
USC beat them twice in the regular
They
season,
beat them in the
and
tournament.
UCLA beat them in the tournament. Yeah. That's my pick for the easiest path. Go ahead, Jeff.
My only pushback about South Carolina is they're young, of course, and this team hasn't lived up.
They've been rolling late, though.
Late.
I'm going to be
Late.
real. UConn beat the dog shit out of them.
Dogs.
at South Carolina.
Yes, sir.
That was an Old Testament.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, you're right about that.
But still South
Yeah,
Carolina.
South Carolina. I say UCLA as well.
Yeah.
I think this is the year that Corey Close, the head coach at UCLA, finally gets past the Sweet 16. Now they have to see NC State in that Elite 8 situation, but they don't have anybody to guard Lauren Betts. She's 6'7". Ain't nobody on the NC State team that can hold her. And her little sister is coming to play with Lauren next year.
Yeah.
For her final year.
Shout
So
out to that.
good basketball.
Which player y'all most excited to see, men or women, tournament?
That's a good question.
I wanted to see Ace Bailey, but
Yeah, you ain't gonna see Ace
ain't
Bailey.
gonna see it.
Both of those guys, number 1, number 2 picks, maybe 3.
Same thing.
They own the same team and didn't make the tourney. And we talk shit about Ben Simmons. He ain't have half of that.
So who y'all excited to see?
Oh, my bad. On the women's side, I'm more excited to see the women's side this year. I want to see Audie Crooks plays at Iowa State. I want to see her go crazy. Of course, Paige is my girl.
Yeah.
Going to see Paige. Juju. As a killer at Florida State. She cold. I want to see her play. Jelani Cambridge, Ohio State.
Cambridge,
Yeah, it's a bunch of people I want to see. More on the women's side. I think this women's side is more exciting than the men's side
Oh, yeah.
again this year.
Yeah, it's been that way for me the last 4 years.
Man, it's gonna be tough.
Men's going to be tough. As far as the men's side, who do I want to see?
I want to see teams on the men's side.
Yeah.
Like I want to see Duke, see if they can really be as good as they.
Teams is right because McNeese, I want to see McNeese
see
Clemson.
yeah.
I'm watching that entire McNeese Clemson game.
Makes
And I'm telling you, I'm worried because Will Wade just took the NC State job. That means he's going to be in North Carolina with a
He
bag.
took it already?
He took the NC State job.
Wow.
So that
So-
means yes.
So if you in North Carolina
There
recruiting,
you go.
it's going to be a long night recruiting against
sir.
Will Wade.
Yes, sir.
But he got McNeese playing at a high level. I want to see Drake. Drake has a really, really good team comprised of D2 players.
Yeah.
Just playing at a
Playing at a high
high
level,
Oh,
team
man.
basketball.
I'm gonna tell you the scariest team in the world nobody's talking about.
Memphis.
St. John's University.
Ah,
The best coach.
that was mine. But yes,
St. John's.
St.
I'm
John's
telling you,
can F around and win this.
they can
The
fuck
whole-
around
the
and
whole
win
thing.
this
The
whole
whole
thing.
The whole thing.
No bullshit.
And that's the problem with men's basketball though, because we are more. I shouldn't say this because teams do matter, but we are more entertained by the teams of men's tournament. But in the women's tournament,
It's individual.
we want to see Juju play.
That's right. That's true. That's a good point,
Yeah.
Jeff. And let me tell you something. If Rick Pitino had that Duke University job, this team would be undefeated.
And he should have had that Duke University. Should have had that Duke University.
Oh, nah, when you
They,
know,
they
Rick
just
was-
didn't want to hire him.
Rick
He
had,
was hot.
He was hot. He had strip. He had to. They put him in the slums.
But you know what's crazy? I was listening to some. I think it might have been local Nashville radio said this was like if somebody would just close their eyes and hire Rick Pitino, you'd be in the national championship.
right now,
I'm more
who you want to see?
man. I'll be honest. I only watched SEC basketball this year.
I can see that.
But the player that caught
Yeah.
the player that caught my eye was the freshman from Texas, Trey Johnson.
Trey Johnson, guys, lock boy,
Trey Johnson cold.
cold. He cold. Yeah, it's not a lot of individual players because those teams that got individual players, they didn't make
Yeah, shout out to shit. Looking at you, Rook.
it. Looking,
Florida got a killer too though.
Florida does have a killer point guard,
Yeah.
and they got a kid to play the Belmont
Yeah.
that transferred up there. So that's dope.
Let's move on to the
Will
gridiron.
His name's Will Richard. Go
Oh,
ahead.
my bad. Let's move on to the gridiron, cameraman. Jamar Chase and T. Higgins finally backed their Brinks truck up and got off of those daggone franchise tags. They have agreed to contract extensions with the Cincinnati Bengals, making Joe Burrow a happy man. Joe Burrow. Jamar Chase agreed to a 4-year, $161 million deal that includes $112 million guaranteed, while T. Higgins agreed to a 4-year, $115 million deal
Should have paid him last year.
that is guaranteed only for the first 2 years. J.O. and Weezy.
Go ahead.
Fair or foul? Did they deserve this money?
Fair. They both deserve their money. T. Higgins played through a franchise tag last year. They didn't want to pay Jamar last year.
That's what you get.
The way that he got $40 million a year is crazy though.
It's only 2 years.
Yeah. But here's the thing. They poked their owner until he couldn't be poked no more. They kept saying he's cheap.
He's cheap.
They kept saying he's cheap, he's old, and they poked him.
You know they used to make people reuse jock straps in Cincinnati. That's how cheap they are.
I'm just saying they poked him. They kept poking him,
Shit.
and he said, "Okay, let me show them." And he put his money on the table.
Yeah, good luck, like the cameraman said, because between 3 offensive players, you have 44% of your salary cap. Joe Burrow's 55, Jamar Chase 40, T. Higgins 28. That's $125 million on 3 people.
But they thinking if they stay healthy, they can win Super Bowl in the next couple of years.
This is another reason why you draft the damn tackle. Because if your quarterback is that good, you can get somebody to replace T, and you can use that $28.5 million to get 3 or 4 players that can really help you get to where you're trying to be. And that shit that they got now, that ain't enough. It just ain't enough. It ain't enough.
Well, the offensive line didn't hurt them last year. What hurt them? No, I know you was talking about damn loud, but it's not. What hurt them last year is they couldn't get a stop when they wanted to get a stop.
And they got
to get a stop.
They got to stop this get out the gate slow,
Yeah,
too.
I watched them play. I watched them play Kansas City. And if there's a pass interference call, if they're not, they'd have won that game. We would never win the overtime.
They didn't have no corners. But what I'm trying to tell you, they had 2 guys that was top 10 in sacks. So they was getting to the quarterback.
They couldn't get a stop when they needed to get a stop.
And I understand that. But what I'm saying is, you ain't brought nobody in. Who they signed for free agents? Do you know?
No.
Nobody
worth it. But you give $40 million to T. Now, T. Higgins is a wide receiver 1. The only place in the world where he's not a wide receiver 1 is in Cincinnati, Minnesota, and a couple of other places.
You know, Joe Burrow.
Tricky after that.
Joe Burrow.
He
won 6 in a row, and like he was in the MVP voting.
And man, Joe Burrow balled this year.
Yeah,
he balled. But that's what I'm trying to tell you. This team,
that's why they signed
the
him.
way it's I understand paying Chase. You got to pay Chase. I get that. T. Higgins got to go.
No, it's not just Chase.
T. Higgins got to go.
He got his money though. T. Higgins got his money.
Now it's over with. You got $122 million between 3 people. That's 44% of your salary cap on 3 people, and 2 of them play the same position.
But they sticking their guns. You know, this team went to Super Bowl a couple years ago, just like that.
See, that's the bullshit, because they had Jesse Bates, they had a top 5 cornerback, and they still had that same defense. And it was that whole team gone. That whole defense gone. Everything you talked about, that's why they stayed, because they was getting out the field on third.
And what you just say, they was getting to the quarterback with 17 sacks. Only problem they have is they couldn't get stops at the right time.
Why they didn't bring back Jesse Bates? That was stupid. You let Chibe go? That was stupid. That was the corner that you was talking about. They got burnt. They was winning with Eli Apple at corner, dog.
So what are you saying by this signing? It's gonna hurt them how? They're not gonna make the playoffs? What's
in
gonna
that
happen?
division? Do you look, as this team is constructed, with your best player on defense asking to be traded? Do you think that team is better than anybody in the division but the Browns?
Pittsburgh.
Yes.
They're not better than Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh don't have a quarterback.
I think they win the division.
I don't give a damn
year.
who playing quarterback.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I do.
If it was Kenny Pickett, they don't stand a chance.
Kenny Pickett ain't gonna be that quarterback.
So you saying this team don't win the division next year?
You know who else in that division? Baltimore.
They second division, right? They second.
They third.
They second.
Pittsburgh's better than them. I guarantee you,
Okay.
Pittsburgh gonna
Let's make a
have
bet.
better.
You say they third. I say they second. I'm going
it really
to limb and say they win it.
It really depends on who Pittsburgh quarterback, bro.
You say they
It
third.
really
If
does.
they bring back Russell Wilson, Pittsburgh.
What if they bring back? What if they bring Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, we talking. Yeah, we got to fight.
Aaron
You
Rodgers,
got DK.
he cut off talks with him.
They got DK, and you got. He ain't going to Minnesota. Minnesota said we're going with JJ. JJ's our
Yeah, he cut
quarterback.
off
one.
talks with Minnesota.
So what are you waiting on?
Well, you know he ain't gonna sign to after training camp.
He not done.
I wouldn't. I don't think he's done. I think his top 10 days are well behind him. But serviceable quarterback,
Top 10 last
he could be a serviceable quarterback.
He had better numbers than Jalen Hurts last year. I'm just telling you. I'm just saying.
No, like what? But by this team constructed, you think they won't make the? I mean, what do you think they won't do?
This team, they'll be third in that division.
Would they make the playoffs?
They'll be 7-9.
Would they make the playoffs?
They won't be over 500 with this team.
Ooh.
Huh?
They won't be over 500 with this team.
Put that on the board.
But I said it.
They will be over 500.
Okay. Who they cornerbacks?
Don't matter.
Yes, the fuck you do. You just said they can't stop nobody.
Yeah.
And
No,
Gibson is
no.
They're going to score 40 a game.
They better. They better. They ain't got no choice.
They've been doing it their whole career.
No, they didn't. That first 6 games, they barely. I'm talking about they barely was. They were a game away from being in the playoffs. You know why? couldn't stop nobody. It's the
Correct.
same team. You're losing your best defensive player,
So
and you lost, and
a couple
your
of
other
games,
one
a couple
retired.
of games are gonna bounce their way. They make the playoffs. They will be above 500.
They're gonna beat the Browns twice. I get that. They're not gonna. This is what I'm trying to tell you. You lose your best defensive player, he's going to be traded. Then your second best defensive player asks for retirement. He's retired.
They're gonna make the playoffs.
Say less. Before we get started with halftime,
That's crazy.
They got Cam Taylor though at the corner.
Just,
okay.
that team is gonna make the playoffs.
Okay. I had to look that up. I was trying to remember if that's what it was. He's okay.
he's not a top 20 corner.
He's okay. I said he okay. He got.
But bro, come on, you can't bring up Cam Taylor like he a guy.
I'll take him in Buffalo. It's my second corner in Buffalo.
Get out of here.
Barn injury.
Here we go.
They make the playoffs next year.
Let's go. On Monday, Derek Stingley Jr. reportedly landed a 3-year, $90 million extension from the Houston Texans, making him the NFL's highest paid corner with an average salary of $30 million. The deal arrived a week before Carolina Panthers gave cornerback J.C. Horn a 4-year, $100 million extension. Shout out to David Mulligetta, the actual agent for both players. The question I have for you guys, Jeff, is Sauce Gardner up next?
Better be.
Sauce need a year this year. Sauce had a great rookie season. The Jets were a cluster last year. He needs a great year this year, and then that Brinks truck will be at his front door. So yes, Sauce Gardner will get paid, and also young players go find if you like that, Mulligetta is your guy.
Mm-hmm.
Go find him, get on his roster some kind of way, because he's getting these guys paid.
I'm sorry. They got to bring the coach staff, and they're gonna let them roam.
Yeah,
because the way the Jets played defense last year, for the last couple of years when he was,
and let him move.
It's stupid. Yeah. You got your number one corner there, and you won't let him move.
Mm-hmm.
So all the teams was doing was putting their best wide receiver
at the bottom
on the other on the other corner.
Mm-hmm.
That's all they were doing.
Now that other cornerback turned out to be a second team All Pro, DJ Moore.
He just had another team. He had to be
Detroit.
He had to be.
Yeah, he bought.
Because he gets up. Really, he was the number one.
He was getting all the looks. Yeah, and I think that's what people don't realize. They weren't throwing Sauce's way. And then when they did throw his way, he was surprised. Like, oh, shit, they actually throwing the ball his way. So in turn, I think his deal will surpass Stingley's. And the Jets might have a harder time extending Garrett than they have extending Sauce. Because, bro, Sauce Gardner was a first-team All-Pro guy.
Yeah.
Like, legitimate. Like, he'll be the highest paid NFL cornerback once they extend him. But Garrett Wilson, that is the challenge because he's not Justin Jefferson. He's not Jamar Chase. Where do you plug him as far as the hierarchy of NFL wide receivers? Is he in the middle?
He's go ahead.
No, I'm asking you.
He's upper, middle, lower, top tier.
That's a lot.
So if it's 30, it was 32 teams
for the NFL. For the wide receiver?
Yeah, it's 32 teams, right?
32 teams, yeah.
So it's 32 wide receiver ones.
Yeah, yeah.
You split that into
who we talking about?
Gary Wilson.
So he's 8. He's between 8 and 12.
8 and 15.
Okay, but that's still upper, middle, lower first.
Yeah. I get that. Yeah, he's about half.
Yeah,
that's cool with that.
Yeah. So in turn,
top 7 right there.
But I'm thinking he thinks I haven't really had a true chance to be a number one because when I was a number one before Aaron Rodgers got there, I was looking like a number one. So that will be his way to kind of leverage himself to get paid. But the thing to also kind of look at is Trent McDuffie, who's the cornerback for the Chiefs. He's up for extension as well. He'll probably get that J.C. Horn type of money, but where the Chiefs at? Because that'd be 4 people that they paid. So they might let him go too because you got Jones, you got Mahomes, and then you got Kelsey who's gone.
Who's about to be gone.
Yeah, so that money will go there. Yeah.
Okay, here's something what to look at for Garrett.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have him above or below DK Metcalf?
Ooh,
that's the perfect way to look at it. Because if you have him above DK,
DK is 8, Gary Wilson's 9.
So then you got to pay him.
They got to pay him. Yeah. They just want to know how much do I have to pay him.
You got to pay him just like you pay DK.
Because DK, he's always been middle of the road for me.
Okay. So, but DK got paid.
DK got paid.
He went to a different team.
That's going to be second in the division.
Huh?
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. So Garrett Wilson, no, they gave him a lot of money. So
they gave DK some money.
So Garrett Wilson's going to get paid.
Yeah. We'll see. All right, you guys ready to get started with halftime?
Let's do it.
Let's get it.
He will.
J-Ho. Check us out each and every Monday. The Revolution will be podcast. Revolution will be podcast.
Halftime.
Damn.
It is the FSP. FSP. Full Sport Press NBA Top 7 Power Rankings. Again, this is a weekly fluid list.
I don't know, Jeff.
What do you mean? It's a weekly fluid list. So that means not up to date. This is week to week. Let's get it started. At number 7, winners of 5 of their last 6, making a playoff push. Don't look now, J-Ho. The Chicago Bulls are looking like a competent basketball team. Good job by you. Shout out to Big Voos. Big Voos still putting up big numbers. Shout out to fantasy basketball, man. My fantasy basketball season is over. First round of playoffs. Hate that, man. Damn, that's tough. Anywho, moving on. At number 6, winners of 8 of their last 9. Just cannot leave Obi Toppin open like that in the overtime period because he will hit that shot. The Minnesota Timberwolves also making a push to get out of that playoff play-in tournament into an actual top 6 seeding in the playoffs. Shout out to them getting healthy at the right time. We talked about that last week. Moving on to number 5. Pardon me. Also winners of 8 of their last 9. An inexplicable loss, though, to the Denver Nuggets without Jamal Murray and Jokic. The Golden State Warriors. Still look great. Still playing lights out defense. Shout out to Draymond Green and Jimmy Butler. That basketball IQ on that floor when they're out there together is insane. And Steph is Steph. So shout out to the Warriors. Would not want to play the Warriors in the first round of the playoffs. I'll tell you that right now. Moving on to number 4. Winners of 3 straight. Also 7 of the last 8. Cleveland hit a little snide in the bump and roll last week. So now our number 4 team, the Boston Celtics, had the number 1 spot in the East in their sights. If Cleveland continues this little snide and Boston continues to win, it could get really interesting going into these last few weeks of the NBA regular season. At number 3, beating 3 consecutive playoff teams and winning 9 of their last 10, the Oklahoma City Thunder. Best team defense in the league, have the league MVP, fun to watch more basketball, watch small market teams like the Oklahoma City Thunder because they're fun. And they play defense for y'all that want to see people play defense.
They do.
Number 2, 4 straight wins, staying right in the middle of the playoff push, the Los Angeles Clippers.
They balling right now.
Norman Powell said, you know what, Paul George? You go ahead and go on to Philadelphia. I'll take that spot. Should have been an all-star. Make that a formidable big 3 in the Clippers land. Shout out to Zubac. Shout out to Kawhi, when he's there. James Harden, don't look now. He's doing what he do. He's doing what he do.
Making them sweat. He making them skate too.
Making him skate out there.
He sure is.
It's fun to watch. And then number 1, 7 straight wins as of this recording, the Houston Rockets. That number 2 seed in the West is a log jam right now between 4 teams, with Houston having the slight advantage as of recording. They are a young squad. Got Jay's guy Sengun, my favorite coach, Ime Udoka. What more can you say? Number 1 this week, the Houston Rockets. And that is the Full Sport Press NBA Top 7 Power Rankings.
When Bron?
You guys ready for the second half?
When Bron coming back?
Bron is at least another week.
Nah, he'll be back next week.
At least another week. As of recording.
Yep.
You guys ready for the second half?
Let's get it.
Let's get it. Make sure you check us out on iTunes, Facebook, Instagram, Google Play, Spotify, Beyond Pod, YouTube, Amazon Music, and Amazon Music. Hey, if you got Amazon Prime,
Hell yes, there too.
make sure you do all that, all right? And when these ads start showing, ads are free if you got Amazon Prime or Amazon Music. Make sure you check that out. All right, to catch up on the full archive of past episodes of FSP, just simply search Full Sport Press Podcast.
Second half NFL draft comparison show. Moving on to the offensive side of the ball first, I am J-Ho.
It's your boy Big Jeff.
This your boy Weezy. What he do?
Whenever you're ready, dog. Whenever you're ready.
Come on, y'all. We recording.
Yeah.
He said whatever.
Preparations for the 2025 NFL draft are in full gear as the collective focus turns to the offseason and the draft. We're here to get you up to speed for the top players you need to know. NFL comparisons are far from a perfect process, but they serve valuable purposes. With the draft a little over a month away, man, it's right here. Let's take a look at the player comparisons for this year's top skill position players. First things first, Cam Ward, quarterback, Miami Hurricanes, 6 feet 2 inches tall, 23 years old.
I won't go last on this one.
Jeff.
All right.
Our NFL player comparison and why?
He's going number one. All right, we start. Let me before I get on my BS. Before I get on my BS. Yeah, I don't want my BS. I am doing best case scenario.
Okay.
Of all the players I've
Here we go. That's what we doing.
Best case scenario.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is the ceiling.
This is the
ceiling is the roof.
Yeah, the ceiling is the roof.
Yeah.
The best case scenario. This kid is going number one. He's going number one to the Tennessee Titans.
I knew it.
Same arm, similar arm, playmaker, in the pocket. Steve McNair.
McNair. Yeah.
Oh, that hurt him. That hurt
That's
me.
nasty. Unorthodox gunslinger. That's him.
I had the same person.
Really?
I had the same person.
Okay.
Because he thought it was gonna be.
He thought it was going. He thought that shit was going to hit.
Nah.
He thought that shit was going to hit. Yeah. They both kind of maneuver the same way with that escapability.
Yeah.
But they're not mobile, right? But
Steve got out though.
But it's escapability is what
Yeah.
it is.
Steve.
They're both scramblers.
Scramblers.
Hey, but this is the thing. I don't think he gonna check down the way Steve did. He was a check down king. Why checking the flag?
That's the
Think and dunk.
that was the offense.
That was Jeff Fisher.
Yeah. So
Play for 3.
I think he actually takes more chances than Steve McNair. I have him as Jordan Love.
Okay.
Attacking all 3 levels, aggressively, no fear of challenging,
That's
tighter
his
windows. Yeah, I mean, I realize that's a max quarterback. He better than Sam Darnold. Yeah, for sure. So I either that, smaller Ben Roethlisberger, but right in there.
Steve McNair.
Yeah. Next up, we have Shedeur Sanders, quarterback, Colorado Buffaloes, 6 feet 2 inches as well, 23 years old. Weezy, NFL player comparison.
Dangerously accurate.
Dangerously.
Doesn't run well at all. Those short, precise passes. Tom Brady. I got him playing like Tom Brady. No. Let me get this in. I ain't saying he gonna beat Tom Brady, but that's who he plays like.
No.
That's
conservative. He's conservative.
That's who he plays like.
Okay.
No. I'm saying, bro, this is the NFL player comparison.
Yeah, we compare them to Cam Ward to Steve McNair. Steve McNair is a Hall of Famer.
No, he's not.
He's not. He's an all MVP, but he's not all of Famer.
He won MVP.
He won a co-MVP.
Bro, this guy.
He won co-MVP.
Just like Tom Brady.
I see what Weezy going with that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is you got to find somebody that isn't the greatest quarterback of all time. You see what I'm saying?
Let me help you out, Weezy.
No, don't help me out. 'Cause
Okay.
He's not gonna beat Tom Brady.
I see what
He's not gonna win 6
So
Super Bowls.
yeah.
He's not gonna have the teams that Tom Brady has. He's not gonna have a Gronkowski. But this guy throws perfect pinpoint passes, just like Tom Brady does.
What I'm saying though. So in turn, you can't compare him his player comparison because that is the trajectory of his career. You see what I'm saying?
No.
You just saying what he plays like. That's just like when we said if when we were talking about in the first half with Joe Burrow, if you was that good, you could turn T. Higgins into Van Jefferson and put him right there and it still look the same. I don't think Joe Burrow can make Van Jefferson look like T. Higgins. But Tom Brady did that and won 8 Super Bowls doing that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough to do.
Weezy was
Yeah.
no. What Weezy was saying is
He said he
mentally,
plays like.
mentally, he makes the decisions that Tom Brady does.
But you
The
can't
kid
do
sees
that.
the
can't do that.
he sees the field. He sees the field.
Yeah, he's
very
an
well.
accurate passer, minimal pass rush fear,
Yeah.
decent mobility. That is Tom Brady. I understand what he's saying, but you can't.
That's how I base my.
But what I'm saying, an NFL player comparison is somebody like the ceiling. Like if I would have said that Cam Ward could be Steve Young, you'd be like, well, Steve Young's a Hall of Famer. Steve Young, it is. Yeah, that is in my ceiling. But I'm not gonna say he's.
Well, we should.
No, I'm saying my ceiling isn't Steve Young because I don't see him winning a
It's just because you
championship
heard
like that.
Tom Brady though.
No.
Yeah.
No. My player comparison is what he looks like. the ceiling is Steve Young. Steve Young only won one championship, guys.
No, I'm talking about Shador. Who you got for Shador?
Yeah, that's
got Steve Young?
I got Steve Young. Yes.
What's the difference? It's 2 Hall of Famers.
Who's the when you talk about the top 5 quarterbacks in NFL history, who do you say? Tom Brady, Joe Montana, John Elway, Dan Marino, and we getting to Peyton.
Yeah.
Whoa! Whoa!
No. You get into Peyton.
No, it's 3 people there that shouldn't have been there. It's Tom Brady. Well, it's Patrick Mahomes. Then it's Tom Brady. Then it's Peyton Manning.
Stupid shit you talking about. No. There's never been a year where we have Patrick Mahomes. There's every year in the NFL that Dan Marino has played. He's always been a top 5 quarterback. We just named 2 years.
Marino went to Super Bowl 1 time.
It don't matter. It don't matter. Steve Young only went 1 time. What are y'all talking about? What I'm saying is, there's never been a situation where we worry.
Hey, bro, here go the thing.
Tom Brady's the
Individual accolades. Peyton Manning smoked Tom Brady.
That's his
smoked his boots.
In what?
In all individual accolades, Peyton Manning smoked Tom Brady's boots. But when it came down to them playing on the field, you took Tom Brady.
Who's your comparison for
Geno Smith? Geno Smith without this
Geno Smith threw 13 touchdowns, 14 picks, man.
Let me finish, bro. Geno Smith.
I don't have different opinions on this.
Geno Smith came into the league known for his accuracy and ability to make plays out of the pocket. That's what Shador does well. If Geno Smith does not have that period of time when everything went left in New York Jets land, his career looks totally different. So this is best case Rock Nation Geno Smith with the Yankee fitted on when he signed his deal. This is the best case for Shador, because guess what he's getting drafted to? He's going to the Giants. So you put Shador Sanders in the Giants, the first black quarterback, starting black quarterback they're gonna have, the same aura bringing in Shador. That's what it is. Geno Smith before the BS happened.
Would you give me the same kickback if I said Drew Brees?
No. They don't play anything alike, but no.
But does he play like Tom Brady?
No. I've watched a lot of NFL comparisons for Shador Sanders, one of my favorite college football players in the last 15 years. When he was at Jackson State all the way to Colorado, I've literally never heard anybody say. I've never heard anybody compare a football player to Tom Brady. 15 years of watching the draft, paying attention to it like I pay attention to it now. That's crazy. But I get what you're saying. If you say, like, if you break away, like, but there's such a component of Tom Brady that you can't compare him to nobody. It's just, it's kind of like comparing a basketball player.
So he should never be mixed on this list.
No, it's like being somebody coming into the draft and you like,
so what you
his
saying?
shit is Michael Jordan.
That's crazy though.
No,
So you saying he's Nolan?
Wait a minute.
So you said no. So you say he's Nolan Wolf from this list. Nobody should ever pay nobody to Tom Brady on this list.
I think said compare to Michael Jordan.
No,
Kobe was a 6'2" guard. They were saying he played like Jordan in his draft. He wanted to beat Jordan. He mimicked his game after Jordan.
Yeah, let's get to the next person, man.
Do that, Jay.
Yeah, nah, I didn't hear that when he was working.
I didn't live.
That's what I just said. He said I was wrong.
I haven't literally, when Michael Jordan came, bro, when you get his player comparison, if you look it up, it was everybody. It was
I'm scared to say my list.
That's I ain't never heard nobody. No, I haven't heard anybody say, "Hey, this is the next Michael Jordan." Shador Sanders is not the next Tom Brady, guys. That's all I'm saying. They play 2 totally different positions. I heard Magic Johnson with LeBron, but I didn't hear nobody say no. Nobody's been Michael Jordan. That's crazy. Next up is Travis Hunter, wide receiver, Colorado Buffaloes as well, 6'1", 22 years old. Jeff, who you got for Travis Hunter?
Oh, okay. All right. So as a wide receiver, Hunter is a fluid route runner, not a great route runner. Well, I can say great. He's a great route runner.
Yeah, he getting old.
He's
The route tree limited now.
That's what I'm saying.
But that thing gonna expand. Paul.
If he's drafted to play wide receiver, which it sounds like he is going to play both sides of the ball, I'm going to compare him to T. Higgins. With Travis Hunter. If he plays wide receiver considerably, he's going to be T. Higgins. He's the best. Travis Hunter is the best wide receiver in this draft. Yes, he is.
No, he the best.
Yes, he is.
And this is what I'm saying. Just
No, hold on. Yes, he is.
T. Higgins ain't athletic like this kid, bro.
No, but he said wide receiver.
I'm talking about wide receiver and route run.
At wide receiver, he's not as athletic as this kid.
I was only talking about route. I was only talking about route running to start. So that's why I said T. Higgins. Other people are going to say other things about Travis Hunter. I'm talking specifically about his route. You see, I only said route running.
Gotcha.
That's all.
Say less. My prediction for player comparison for Travis Hunter is Chad Ochocinco. Class, this is the thing. Route tree, best feet in the entire draft, gets open. Not a lot of routes, but Chad only had 2 or 3 routes when he first got there. Thinking and expanding to a borderline wide receiver 1. I think he can play in the slot like Chad or in the outside like Chad. Not the biggest person on the line, but can get off of the line. And I think his player comparison is Chad Johnson. And that's just on the offensive side of the ball. We'll get to defense next week.
Offensively, for me, if we're going to, off the top of my head, it's probably going to be Santana Moss. Santana Moss has great feet.
See where you're going with that.
Mm-hmm.
Travis Hunter has great feet. Super athletic. I'm going to go Santana Moss.
That's good. All right. Next up, we have Teteroy McMillan, wide receiver from Arizona, 6 feet 5 inches tall, 21 years old. Weezy, give me your NFL player comparison.
My NFL comparison to him, I didn't. His route tree is not, to me, is not like that. He's a powerful receiver, 50-50 ball. The guy, great in the red zone. I got him as Dez Bryant.
I ain't mad at that. That ain't bad. I ain't mad at that. What you got?
Man ran a 4.4 at his combine. No, let's not forget that. I understand that's the underwear Olympics, but he ran a 4.4.
Yeah, so did Dez.
I'm liking it. Dez was a good pick. I'm going Mike Evans. Big body wide receiver, short-handed.
Who also ran a 4.4.
Come on, man. I'm good, brother. I'm good at this.
You're damn
I'm
lie.
good at this. I'm
First
4
3.
for 4.
You're damn lie. These first 3 was
See it there?
First
For
two.
Cam?
Cam, I ain't gonna lie, you missed that. That was a good one. The rest of them.
He only missed one day.
I didn't miss that.
Forget what you talking about. We had Shador.
I had Shador as Geno Smith. Best case
That's
scenario,
wrong.
Geno Smith.
That's wrong.
I said Geno Smith when he
Wrong,
went.
bro. We on T-Mac though. We on T-Mac.
I said.
Okay. My player comparison for T-Mac is AJ Green. I think he's better after the catch than Mike Evans would be. So that's the reason I put him ahead of Mike Evans to put AJ Green. But with that in mind, he's a Z wide receiver, elite ball skills. He can go high ball, anything that you need. Hard to go wrong with either player comparison with AJ Green or Mike Evans or T. Higgins. But I also like more. I think he'll be more of a Hall of Fame wide receiver. And I'm not saying that Mike Evans isn't a Hall of Famer because he is. But AJ Green is more of his realm. I've heard a lot of people say slick shit about T-Mac. And I remember it was a year and a half ago, I said Teteroy McMillan will go pro in 2025. So this is my guy. I love him, but it's one of those ones where 6'5", it gets a little tricky predicting a 6'5" wide receiver. But he's good though. 4.4 helps him out. It's a home clock too. It's a home clock. Not bet. No, he's not better than Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter's the best wide receiver.
You were saying the same thing about the boy from
Yeah, Luther Burden, who did not make it. Luther Burden did not make the list. Sorry about that. Next up, it was his last year, bro. He couldn't come back. Next up, we have Ashton Genty, running back from Boise State, 5 feet 8 inches tall. The reason I'm saying the height is because we can't have a person that's 5'8" being compared to somebody that's 6'2". 21 years old, NFL player comparison. Who you got, Weezy?
I had Maurice Jones-Drew for him.
That ain't bad.
Short in stature,
Yeah.
explosive, powerful legs. Maurice Jones-Drew.
I like that. That ain't bad. What you got, Jeff?
I have for Genty because he got quick feet, never stops driving on contact. More on Dalvin Cook.
Okay.
Dalvin Cook come out of Florida State.
That ain't bad. Yeah, that ain't bad. Yeah, that's another good one, Jeff. I have his player comparison as Alvin Kamara. After rushing for 2,600 in 2024, earning back-to-back rushing grades the way that he did, he should have a lot of notable names. A lot of people are saying LT. I don't see LT. That's a lot. LaDainian Tomlinson is one of the best running backs I've ever seen play ever in my life. So he's a high-volume, playmaking running back, like Jeff mentioned, but bowling ball-esque frame, like Weezy mentioned, that's with Maurice Jones-Drew. So that imperfect balance, I like the way he's going to play, and he'll translate well to the NFL. So Ashton Genty, Alvin Kamara.
All right.
Next up, we have another great running back, Omarion Hampton, running back from North Carolina, 6 feet tall, 22 years old, Jeff. NFL player comparison and why?
All right. So with this young man, strong, size, got the power in his play style, I'm going to go with Ezekiel Elliott.
Zeke, they ain't bad.
Ezekiel
They ain't bad.
Elliott.
Yeah, they play some Weezy.
Clinton Portis.
Clinton Portis, that's a blast from the past. I like that.
Clinton Portis.
Yeah.
Everything Jeff just said, but this kid also don't go down on the first tackle.
Yeah.
Same thing like Clinton Portis. He never went down the first tackle. Clinton Portis.
Yep, size, strength, and aggression. This is my comparison for Todd Gurley, pre the knee injuries and all of that stuff.
Hey,
So, yeah,
I said Rock Nation, Geno Smith.
Yeah.
Hell broke loose.
yeah,
so,
it was a bad comparison.
man.
I get it though, but he has the base, balance, and power to batter tackles, and the way that he plays. Nobody's really talked about how good he is, but he looked his best when Drake May was his quarterback. He didn't have a quarterback last year, so Tone said, future starter that can handle running back one workload. So, yep, Todd Gurley prior to the injuries.
I like it.
Next up, we have Emeka Egbuka, wide receiver from Ohio State, 6 feet, 1 inch tall, 22 years old, Weezy, NFL player comparison and why?
I had two. I had one current and one blast in the past. So the first one is Sterling Shepard from that just got signed with the Giants.
Yeah.
Sterling Shepard.
Played at Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then the other one,
Who is he the wide receiver? Who is his quarterback? Baker? Baker.
no,
Baker.
Sterling Shepard.
Mm-hmm.
Oklahoma. I thought you were talking about the
Yeah, Baker. It had to be Baker. Yeah. It was Baker. Go ahead.
And then the other one I had was old school, was Jimmy Smith.
Jimmy Smith from Jacksonville.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Ain't bad.
Jimmy Smith was a
He
monster.
was
too.
good. Yeah. Yeah. What you got, Jeff?
I felt weird. I felt wrong for doing this because I feel like it's a low hanging fruit.
Mhm.
But I'm going with Amon St. Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah.
Me. Thing is, he's 6'1",
Mm-hmm.
similar, smaller receiver. Not 6'1" isn't short, but smaller for NFL receivers. But he's going to be able to put up numbers. He's a sure hand receiver, going to work hard. So yeah, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yep. My NFL player comparison for Egbuka is Jackson Smith and Jigba. They both were recruited to come to Ohio State, and they have a type wide receiver that comes to Ohio State. He's just another guy just like him. Savvy route running, reliable hands, outside or in the slot. Lacks that explosiveness, and I think it's the same problem that trips up in Jigba. But elusive, will catch the ball. I have him as an early starter for a slot or teams that run the ball a lot. So, yeah, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Emeka Egbuka.
Okay.
Next up, we have Tyler Warren, tight end from Penn State, 6 feet, 6 inches tall, 22 years old, Weezy, NFL player comparison.
6'6". Only tight end I knew that other tight end was 6'6" that had hands like this guy was Gronkowski. I had big Gronk.
Same old. Yep.
Same old, same body style.
Yep.
Them post up.
Traditional tight end.
Traditional post
Yeah,
up tight end.
Frank Wycheck type guy. Yep. What you got, Joe?
I'm going with Dallas Goedert.
Mm-hmm.
He blocks. Tyler Warren's going to go out there and block. He's also going to get out there and run routes. So he's a dual threat. So whatever your offense is, you got a spot for him. So I'm going with Dallas Goedert.
Yep, I'm going for the same reason. I have Dallas Clark or Jeremy Shockey. I know you haven't heard Jeremy Shockey's name in a while, but plays like with that energy, the best player on the field. Despite his size, quick enough to beat somebody in man coverage and can play underneath. Very capable of blocking as well. So access all three levels, but best served, short field, intermediate. Has a chance to, I think, be one of the best tight ends in the entire NFL. It's going to be an immediate impact for a team. So Tyler Warren, Dallas Clark, Jeremy Shockey. Next up, we have Weezy's guy, Jackson Dart, quarterback from Ole Miss, 6 feet, 2 inches tall, 22 years old, Weezy. Give me your player comparison for your guy, Jackson Dart, who you said is going to be a top 10 pick.
Oh, I like Baker Mayfield for this guy, man. Rocking arm, tough, played in a great offense, open offense in college.
Mm-hmm.
Baker Mayfield.
Jeff.
And Baker Mayfield makes so much
That makes sense.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
But since Weezy went Baker Mayfield, no, I ain't going to do that to him. Dart really doesn't have a cannon, right? He got an arm, but it ain't a cannon.
Mm-hmm.
And the biggest knock on him is can he process pro style defenses. So I'm going to open up a wound on my own and bring up a nightmare and a bad memory and compare him to Christian Ponder.
Damn. He's not going to be good. Yeah, that's
Christian
tough.
Ponder. Remember Christian? Now, hold on, wait.
Christian Ponder came out. He was a guy.
That's all I'm talking about.
That's it.
Coming out of college,
Yeah.
going in the first year, coming from Florida State, going into Buffalo. Christian Ponder was the first round pick, bro.
He wasn't good, though.
He didn't pan out well.
He didn't have a long career.
Yeah.
Married well, though.
Yeah.
Married well.
Yeah.
My pick for Jackson Dart is Gardner Minshew.
That was a lot better than Christian Ponder.
Yeah, it is. He played way longer and he's a spot starter.
I got you.
Yeah.
Start out the gate.
Spot starter. Still playing. Like Gardner Minshew just got picked up. You can play tomorrow.
Christian Ponder was in this day and age.
No. Christian Ponder was bad for a long time.
Gardner Minshew's good.
Gardner Minshew he started for a team last year.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, I'm saying Christian Ponder was out of league by that
Played
time.
good 6 years.
Anyway, 3-year SEC starter in Jackson Dart. Saw improvement in each season that he played. I think he'll need to work to get a little bit better as far as anticipation and decisiveness to win in tight windows as a pro, kind of similar to Brock Purdy type of situations. But I see similarities between him and Brock Purdy as far as their stature. But I think he's a little bit more towards Gardner Minshew as far as making some of those throws. But Jackson Dart, Gardner Minshew, Brock Purdy for me. Next up, we have Quinn Ewers, quarterback from Texas, 6'2", 22 years old. This is cameraman's QB1. Jeff, give me your NFL player comparison and why. This is Weezy's guy, another one of Weezy's guys.
Got a functional arm. He's
Thing
efficient.
is functional.
He's efficient.
He can spin it though.
He can get it there.
He got a bigger arm
Yeah.
than Jackson Dart does.
Get a little inconsistent with his feet. Get a little happy feet back there.
Yeah,
Then sometimes doesn't step into his throws. Andy Dalton.
that's it.
Andy Dalton.
Yeah.
Worst case.
No, ceiling.
Really?
Ceiling.
Okay.
What you got, Weezy?
I think with the right team or with the right wide receiver around him, Matt Ryan.
As an MVP.
I'm just with the right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Do you think there's a chance that Quinn Ewers can win the MVP?
With the right, if he has a Julio Jones around him, yeah. He took Texas. He was one game away from taking Texas to the championship.
Do you think what I'm saying though is okay? That's cool. Say less. That's peace. My comparison.
What you want me to say, Kirk Cousins?
No. Because my comparison is Kirk Cousins. Absolutely. Arm talent, game flashes, enticing, can spin it, won a high percentage of his career starts, but struggled to get real points on the board in big games. That is Kirk Cousins. Because in the regular season, lights out. Games on the line, Sam Darnold, Kirk Cousins, same person.
Matt Ryan. Games on the line, Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan was an MVP and led teams to the Super. Bro, Steve McNair won MVP once.
Yeah. He also got beat 20. He was up 25-0 and lost the game.
To Tom Brady.
Just saying.
So that raw talent that Quinn Ewers has upside, it could be super alluring for people to try to go out and get him. But he just has to have the right situation for him to play at a high level. That is Kirk Cousins to me. Andy Dalton too, though.
I like it.
Next up, we have Travion Henderson, running back for Ohio State, 5 feet 10 inches tall, 21 years old. Jeff, give me an NFL player comparison and why.
Spoiler alert. This is one of my favorite players in this draft.
I think it'll be really good.
Like, I think he's going to be really, really good, especially if he goes to the right. That's with anybody, right? The right scenario. But I think
capable.
this kid,
Definitely
he's
capable.
capable to be a really, really good running
He could be a
back
guy.
in the league. I'm going with all around with his speed, vision, way to make a play, David Montgomery.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Weezy?
I'm not gonna. I want to compare it to him, but you're gonna say he's the MVP, so I'm gonna sit
Stay
back
away
on
from
this.
MVPs. It's hard to get an MVP.
Nah.
Yeah.
Brian Westbrook. From the Eagles.
Hall of Fame.
Nah, fuck it. Here, Travis Henry. Let's go. Travis Henry then.
If we go back and look at some of these predictions, we'll see.
We all been off. We all been off.
It's debatable. My pick for Travion Henderson is Aaron Jones. Capable of being a guy, average size, but above average juice. Good acceleration, might be the best pass protecting running back in this draft, and is a capable pass catcher. A little bit, Jahmyr Gibbs is a little bit better. Just a little bit better.
Okay.
But Aaron Jones, if you look at great value, Jahmyr Gibbs is Aaron Jones. So I'm going with Aaron Jones for Travion Henderson. Let's close things out with the white running back of all white running backs. It's Cam Scatterbo, running back from Arizona State, 5 feet 9 inches tall, 23 years old. Weezy, close us out. Who is a player comparison for Cam Scatterbo?
He's Mike Allstott.
He don't play the same position.
Fullback running back. This guy plays just like Mike Allstott. He runs over 6 players. Did y'all? Whoever y'all got. No.
Name, bro. Go
No,
ahead.
he plays like Mike Allstott.
Okay.
Did,
Battering ram.
that's what he does.
Okay. Now I will say Scatterbo, he could be a little more versatile than Allstott. He could catch a little better than Allstott.
Mike Allstott was 6'2", man. Cam Scatterbo 5'9".
So with his vision and just getting straight to the point and balance, I think this, and I don't mean this in a slight, because I think this kid's gonna go actually have a great year coming into this year. Chuba Hubbard.
My pick for Cam Scatterbo is high end. It's Kyron Williams. Tough, gritty, physical runner. Projects as an NFL rotational running back. High motor, like Weezy mentioned. Just a person that can play every game, every down. But his value as receiver and blocker will ensure that he's on the field. His testing will be a major problem for him. That's why I think he falls in the draft process. But I want him on my running back committee. So, yeah, nothing wrong with it. And I would love to have Kyron Williams. Absolutely. I don't know if you guys can go back to your picks from last year, but I went and found mine.
Okay.
And
What show number was that?
510. Let me see real quick.
You didn't like nobody in the draft last year, so
Yeah, no, for sure. But I'm telling you. Oh yeah, no. Oh yeah, no. That's what we're gonna talk about. That was the main point of me bringing it up, because
510, right?
yeah, show 510. I had Caleb Williams as prime Russell Wilson. So what I'm saying is, the way that y'all rag on me about saying how bad these picks was, if you look at the people that I compared them to, it's kind of spot on. Jaden Daniels, I had him in Jalen Hurts.
I had Donovan McNabb.
Drake May, I had at great value Justin Herbert.
I had Justin Herbert as well.
Michael Penix. Had Will Levis, though.
You know what I'm saying? I had Phillip Rivers.
Yeah. And J.J. McCarthy, I had as Zach Wilson.
I had Baker Mayfield.
Blake Corum, I had him as Kenneth Walker III.
Khalil Herbert. I'm smoking these, by the way.
Brock Bowers, I had George Kittle.
Same.
That's cap.
Right here, I'm looking
Marvin Harrison, I had as A.J. Green.
Same.
And Rome Odunze, I had as Cortland Sutton.
I had Devontae Adams.
That's wrong.
We don't know that yet.
That's wrong. And that's
offense-
what I'm trying to tell
that
y'all.
offense didn't look good last year.
And Malik Neighbors, I had Chris Olave.
I had Gary. We both had Ohio State receiver. I had Gary Wilson.
And Xavier Worthy, I had as Jamison Wilson.
Same.
Yes.
Look right there.
I
So-
feel this is a winner
Bro,
competition.
look right
Oh, what I'm saying is,
This
all
is
I'm
a winner
saying is,
competition, y'all.
what I'm saying is, people ragged on me like, "Oh, you say the quarterbacks ain't gonna be any good?" I didn't compare them. People act like only person I compared to a shitty quarterback was Michael Penix. So if you're talking about a player comparison, I'm looking at the future to say, hey, if a prime Russell Wilson is Caleb Williams, you see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is Russell Wilson a Hall of Famer?
Probably will be.
I don't know.
See what I'm saying? We don't
I
know.
don't know.
We don't know.
If Eli and Russell Wilson gets in, I think.
But it be like, it's just weird. It's just weird how y'all do that. But I'll let y'all run with that. Nah. It was the narrative, and I get it. You know,
wait.
it's a certain person that likes to see me being wrong.
I think
so
I missed it.
I get that, but
Are you talking about me?
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. If I actually thought that they stink, when I say everybody would be Zach Wilson or Geno Smith, or
No, because
you see what I'm saying?
Because you have to do a podcast. The last thing you would have wanted is for you to say that what's the kid's name? I would call him Blake Corum, but Denver's quarterback, Bo Nix.
Nix.
Last thing you wanted.
We
was
didn't
Bo
even
Nix.
talk about Bo Nix.
I'm
just saying that's how bad everybody thought Bo Nix.
If we were gonna be Bo Nix, you'd say it'd been Zach Wilson and Bo Nix was a playoff quarterback. You would have had egg on your face.
All I'm saying is it's just a narrative, and I get it. I'm cool with it. Now, tweet us with questions throughout the week at Full Sport Press. Don't forget to comment, give us a thumbs up on the YouTube page, on the iTunes page. Please rate and subscribe. But more importantly, don't forget to tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
Weezy.
Everything paid for, big baby.
Jeff.
Camera's always on, brother.
Cameraman, the revolution will be podcasted. We are out.
Thank you for listening to the Full Sport Press podcast. To catch up on previous episodes, please check out the YouTube page and wherever you find your favorite podcast. Don't forget, tell a friend to tell a friend.
The revolution will be podcasted.